Hi students, I'm Saydivaliyeva Barno, responsible to deliver lesson 8, topic Korean. The lesson is devoted for the second course students of economics faculty. You can find all materials in a book, The Business Intermediate, Unit 4, page 44, 45, and 46. Okay, today we speak about the job interviews. How would you answer the following interview question? Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? How would you manage working with someone who doesn't like you? How do you motivate people to do their best? What is your weaknesses? Can you give an example of a situation you found stressful and how would you cope with the stress? And now you will listen in the task 2, extracts from 5 job interviews. Which candidate expressed the wish to make a long-term commitment? Give concrete examples from their experience. Ask questions to make sure they answer the interview's question. Structure the answer into parts. Turn a question about the negative points into an opportunity to emphasize positive qualities.
A.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Well, that's a difficult question to answer. Let's just say that I see myself as a top-performing employee in a leading company. Like this one. I plan to gain experience and learn new skills. Hopefully, in 5 years' time, I would be ready to move up to a position with more responsibility.
Track 15.
B.
How do you cope with people who resent your success?
Do you mean, how do I manage working with someone who doesn't like me? Well, fortunately, that hasn't happened very often. But yes, I'm able to cope with being unpopular. I remember doing a summer job in a food processing factory. The person I was working with had been there for 20 years and didn't much like the idea of working with a business student, especially a woman. On the first day, I made the mistake of finishing more pieces than him, and he took it really badly. Of course, I soon realised that he was just feeling insecure. So, over the next few days, I made sure I asked him for advice about different aspects of the job. You know, made it clear I wasn't there to teach him any lessons. Well, gradually he came round, and in the end, we got on really well.
Track 16.
C.
How do you motivate people to do their best?
Well, I think there are two important aspects to this question. The first is to create a positive atmosphere. If people feel happy about what they're doing, they're much more motivated to work towards a common goal. So, making sure they understand the objectives and the process, and that the atmosphere is pleasant and relaxed, those are really important. The second thing is to give feedback, especially when somebody does a good job, not just when they get something wrong. When I worked in a restaurant a couple of years ago, I realised that knowing how well you're doing is essential to staying motivated.
Track 17.
D. What are your weaknesses?
Well, of course, I'm aware that there are areas that I can improve on, but I have to say, as far as this job is concerned, I don't feel that I have any significant weaknesses. And if I do identify a problem, I take action to resolve it. Take time management, for instance. A couple of years ago, I realised I wasn't the most organised person in the world, so I followed a time management course. I applied what I learned, and now I would say that organisation is one of my strengths.
Track 18.
E.
Can you give an example of a situation you found stressful and how you coped with the stress?
Yes. Last term, for example, I was on a work placement where my supervisor had to go off sick for 3 weeks. So the company asked me to take over responsibility for the project. It meant a huge workload, which was pretty stressful. Anyway, I sat down and planned out exactly what I had to do each day for those 3 weeks. I also planned an hour each evening in the gym. That really helped to ease the stress. I managed to finish the project on time and in much better shape than when I started. Does that answer your question?
And now, in a task, please, in a task 2, which candidates express the wish to make a long-term commitment, give concrete examples from their experience, ask questions to make sure they answer the interview's question, structure the answer into parts, and turn a question about the negative points into an opportunity to emphasize the positive qualities. In the task 3, you have to listen again and complete the useful expressions for the answering job interview's question. Asking for qualification, playing for time, structuring your answer, giving concrete examples, validating your answers. And then, in task 2, the candidate in 2 used their expressions, put the words in a bold in a correct order. Then, we will give you interview tips. There are some basic but important tips to help you during your meeting with the employer. You can also go through the sample interview questions and get appropriate answers for them. With all these interview tips, you will definitely make a good impressions in the minds of recruiters. Introduction. When you are appearing for any job interview, keep in mind that your appearance will create an initial impression in the mind of the interviewer. Make this first impression the lasting one. Initial preparation before your personal interview will definitely generate confidence in you. Here are some basic interview tips and some interview questions to help you clear the job interview. Dress properly for the job interview. Wear a decent formal pant and light color shirt. Your attitude shows that you take the interview seriously and you are interested in the position. And ask for the permission to enter the interview room and greet the employer with a smile. Do not hesitate to offer a handshake and make eye contact with the employer. Sit straight on the chair and avoid crossing your hands or legs. Do ask some questions related to your applied job. This will show your interest in the position. And don't chew a gum during the interview. Don't depend on your job application to get you hired. You need to market your specialized traits and skills during the personal interview. Your selection will completely depend on your performance in the interview. Do not smoke before the interview. And don't interact with the employer as if you are not in need of the job and you have plenty of offers in a row. Also, don't show that you are too desperate for the job. Stay calm and answer the interview questions properly and carefully. Do not lie in the interview. Employer may cross-check the information by contacting your previous employer or reference provided. For more information, check out in these sites, in these links which we given below. And now you will see a video.
Hello everyone, I'm Steven, your online English teacher, and in today's video we'll be doing a conversation called Job Interview. So if you go to my website at englishstreams.com, under Conversations you'll see the Job Interview conversation. So please go there to follow along. Now the first time I read this conversation, I'm going to read both parts, part A and part B. And I just need you to listen and you can repeat some of the words and phrases I say. So just practice your listening and your pronunciation. Now this is an intermediate or medium level conversation. It's not meant to learn new vocabulary. It's just meant to practice listening, pronunciation, and some conversation. So let's get started. Hello, James. My name is Stephen. I'm the owner of this company. Please sit down over here. Thank you, Stephen. It's nice to meet you. So, welcome to Classic Bike Company, where we specialize in making the finest bicycles in the world. Thank you for giving me this interview. I appreciate it. My pleasure. James, why are you applying for a job with our company? Well, honestly, I need a new job, and I love your company, so here I am. I understand. James, tell me about yourself. Well, I am 35 years old, and I am from Oregon, USA. Oregon? I think I've heard of that state. Beautiful and very green, right? Yes, it is. I see. And tell me about your family. Well, there are 6 people in my family. I have a wonderful wife and 4 daughters. That's great. And what do you currently do? I currently work on a farm, raising chickens, and I teach English part-time. That's interesting. Do you enjoy what you do? Yes, both jobs are great, but they're only part-time. I see. Tell me, what are your interests? What do you like and dislike? Okay, well, I enjoy reading and playing guitar. My favorite foods are guacamole and Thai food, and I don't like sweets because they give me headaches. Wow, that's interesting. What skills or talents do you have that might be beneficial for work here at my company? Well, I can work with customers, I am good with computers, I speak Chinese, and I'm really good at working with others. That's nice. James, there have been many applicants into my office today, and we can only hire one of you. Please tell me, why should we hire you instead of the other applicants? What is unique about you? What makes you stand out from the crowd? Well, I think your company should hire me because I am self-motivated, a team player, and a quick learner. Okay, James, thank you for coming today. We will call you in a few weeks with our decision. Take care and have a nice day. Thank you so much. Goodbye. So now we're finished with the completed conversation. Now it's time to do the creative conversation, and this is where things get fun. So let's practice this. I will be A and you be B. I don't know your name, so I'm going to call you friend. You call me Stephen, all right? And remember, when it's your part, I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to go ahead and finish your line, and then I will continue. So I'm sorry if I stop you or if I talk over you. That's just the way that we're going to have to try this because it's video and I don't know when you start and when you end. Okay, so let's give it a try. Hello, friend. My name is Stephen. I'm the owner of this company. Please sit down over here. So welcome to Stephen's Coffee Shop, where we specialize in making the finest coffee in the world. My pleasure. Friend, why are you applying for a job with our company? I understand, friend. Tell me about yourself. Really? I think I've heard of it. It's very beautiful and green, right? I see. And tell me about your family. That's great. And what do you currently do? That's interesting. Do you enjoy what you do? I see. Tell me, what are your interests? What do you like and dislike? Wow, that's interesting. And what skills or talents do you have that might be beneficial for work here at my company? That's great. Friend, there have been many applicants into my office today, and we can only hire one of you. Please tell me, why should we hire you instead of the other applicants? What is unique about you? What makes you stand out from the crowd? Okay, friend, thank you for coming today. We will call you in a few weeks with our decision. Take care and have a nice day. Okay, so that was it for the creative conversation. Please now, I want you to go and find a friend, a family member, and practice this. Now, the key to making this enjoyable is to be creative. Now, where there are blanks on the conversation, I need you to think of words and phrases that will be correct, but also interesting. And I need you to take turns. So the first time, maybe you are A and your friend is person B. Do the whole conversation. When you're finished, switch roles. Switch roles. And then you are B and your friend is A, and then go all the way down. So feel free to use this in your classroom, at home, with your friends, and really have a good time. Thank you so much for watching. Go to my website at englishstreams.com for more lessons and resources. I have a link down in the description below. Remember to subscribe, keep on learning English and using it every day. I will see you next time.
Your home task is writing a CV. Exercises 2 at page 52, exercise 3 and 4 at page 53, exercise 5. Write your own CV. Now I'll show you on book where is these exercises. It's at page 52. Skim reading, work with the word, new words which are very clear. Then read please about Robert Hahn's application CV. After that, reading for the daily exercises, read the CV again. How does Robert formulate the following information in more appropriate language? Ordering reformulating exercises, exercises 4. And after that, exercises 5, it's writing your own CV. Thank you for your attention.